It's raining. It's always raining. I think to myself as I draw the collar of my coat and leave my 6 to 9 wage slave office job. On my way home, I grab an undercooked, overpriced synth burger. Meat's been a luxury for 60 years. Produce, too. I chuck the last of it down as I get to my apartment. Rent's gone up. Again. And the landlord still won't fix the shower. I pull out my last smoke of the day and watch the dance of neon and chrome on the horizon. Cyber eyes IDing ads for high-priced tech fads, low-quality cybernetics and VR escapism vids. Just another day in the future.
That are alive, you're coming with me.
ZX Spectrum Commodore 128 and 64. I hit the floor, I hit the shore. Got gaming skills from days of yore. I close the dead computer rolls, play until my hands are sore. If the cutscenes know the Lord, when I'm done, I'm craving.
Welcome to Beef Snake Nerdcast. I'm Bolter. The sky above the port was the color of a television tuned to a dead channel. This is the opening line to, arguably, the penultimate origin of the cyberpunk genre, The Neuromancer by William Gibson. And the cynical, depressing tone of that line does not get better throughout the book. This world captured the hearts and minds of many creatives over the years, leading to the buzz that is still very much alive and well today. After all, Cyberpunk Edgerunners has been awarded the best anime of 2022, and it had a wide foundation to build off of. In fact, if someone asks me, where can I watch more cyberpunk stuff? I usually ask if they like anime. Fact is, the cyberpunk genre has been a critically acclaimed corner of anime for a very long time. Movies like Akira and Ghost in the Shell, OVAs like Bubblegum Crisis and Appleseed, even the more spacefaring shows like Cowboy Bebop fit the bill for cyberpunk. But what is cyberpunk? Why do we love it? And how is it still alive and kicking hard in the anime world? Well, plug in your rig, light up a smoke, and kick back, Choom. Bolter's got your back. Cyberpunk can be summed up in one simple phrase. High-tech, low-life. A world of industry, cybernetics, and virtual reality internet. Run off of drugs, crime, and human suffering. A cynical, dystopian world that takes the gilded city of tomorrow, popular in the 50s and 60s, and turns it into an ugly, dingy, gross reality. Megacities in the middle of stripped, barren wastelands. People crammed into capsule hotel-style apartments, charged out the nose for unreliable living spaces. Necessities are painfully expensive, and vices are devastatingly cheap. The natural world has been choked to the brink by heavy industry, and the only color in this wash of gray, black, and rust are a kaleidoscope of neon lights and bright ads playing everywhere they can. It's artistically depressing. Anime, springboarding off popular manga, is a visual medium, and its creatives adored the visuals described in the novel and seen in movies like Blade Runner. This, in a way, has come full circle, as many of the early works of cyberpunk incorporated basic, and often misunderstood, Japanese ideas of culture. Capsule hotels, zaibatsu-style businesses, and of course, Yakuza crime syndicates are common in the genre. This has turned into an interesting relationship, as, with enough time, retro anime is now part of the aesthetic of cyberpunk itself, like iconic images from Akira showing up on shirts, posters, and billboards. So, you're gonna watch some anime. Where do you start? Well, that depends on what kind of anime you like to watch. I think anime's got enough variety for everybody. Let's start with the movies. Akira is a staple in the anime world. Even if you've never seen it, you have no doubt seen this classic picture of Kaneda's bike in some way, shape, or form. Akira is a grim, bloody movie, and it is unapologetic in its approach. The basics are this. A nuke was deliberately detonated in Tokyo to stop a governmental genetic experiment gone wrong. But the program did not shut down. 30 years later, a young biker gang member named Tetsuo is abducted by the governmental program, and his friend Kaneda tries to save him. This movie is about crime and a healthy distrust of the powers in charge, a cornerstone of all cyberpunk media. with gorgeous visuals, detailed to sometimes uncomfortable levels. Akira is an old classic that will always be worth the look, for new and old fans of both genres. This movie is not without its faults, though, and the biggest downside is that this movie condenses a full 6 volumes of manga into a single movie, and it sometimes feels like details get lost in the mix and questions are just left hanging. Ghost in the Shell is a story about ethics, law, and existentialism. While set firmly in a cyberpunk genre, it deviates from the classic troubled criminal loner on the mean streets, and instead follows a law enforcement squad, with our main character being second in command, a full-body augmented cyborg named Major Motoko Kusanagi. This movie grapples with questions like what it means to be human, with each member of the task force in varying states of cybernetic upgrades, from the minimalist Togusa to the Major herself, who is, essentially, just a brain in a robot suit. Questions of what it means to be human and what is a human. These lovely, quiet scenes get you connected to the characters, and are paired with beautiful animation, technically impressive fight scenes, and paramilitary jargon, and all coming together to make what I can only describe as an experience. Ghost in the Shell has also had the luxury of having other spin-offs and adaptations owing to its success, like the wildly acclaimed standalone complex to the live-action movie starring Scarlett Johansson, a name I legitimately did not expect to say when I started this channel. Battle Angel, also known as Battle Angel Alita, or simply Genom, is the story of heartwarming kindness, heartbreaking tragedy, and maturity. It is the story of a young amnesiac girl named either Gali or Alita, depending on what version you watch. She lives with a kind Dr. Ito, who has a dark secret, and becomes friends with the young, ambitious Yugo. The story is very direct with the disparity of cyberpunk media. The haves live very literally above the have-nots in the floating city of Zalem, dumping its trash down on the poor people of Irontown below. Starting off as charming and simple, and then starting to ask hard questions. How do you live in an unfair world? What are you willing to do to succeed? Are you willing to climb over others to get ahead? Because it's very matter-of-fact with its questions and moral dilemmas, it is a story that feels very real in its presentation, complementing its more fantastic elements of cyborg design. The world, especially Irontown, feels very lived in. There are the bounty hunter-like hunter warriors, an illegal cybernetic harvesting trade in the streets, and even a brutal sport called motorball meant to keep the underclass entertained. Battle Angel, like Ghost in the Shell, even got a live-action movie adaptation starring the talented Rosa Salazar. Appleseed is a series that has, at time of recording, gotten 5 adaptations to the screen, ranging from movies, OVA miniseries, and an anime series. The story follows a badass power couple, Dunin Newt, and her partner, Briarios. Both are enhanced with cybernetics, with Briarios being more machine than man. Together they attempt to survive the wasteland and make it to the megacity of Olympus, eventually joining the police force special unit ESWAT, all while navigating a long-term relationship. Depending on where you are in the story, it takes place in a desert wasteland where they're just trying to survive with scraps of food and whatever cybernetics they can maintain themselves with, or they are living in the city of Olympus, in a house with a car and a job. But the job is, of course, police work, so there's plenty of mystery and drama going on there. With elements of a buddy cop romance, mysteries and crime thrillers, and a touch of comedy, Appleseed manages a more gray tone and sensibility to most of its contemporaries. Dunin and Briarios have an us-against-the-world dynamic that's truly sweet and enjoyable to watch. Bubblegum Crisis takes elements of cyberpunk and mixes it with dashes of superhero vigilante justice. You follow a group called Night Saber, made up of rockstar Pris, fitness instructor Lena, police officer Nene, and led by businesswoman Celia. Donning highly advanced and constantly upgraded power suits called hard suits, they battle and try to unravel the mysterious attacks of rogue cyborgs called, and I'm not making this up, boomers. While the story is about a capable and driven team doing their best to stop these attacks, the cyberpunk elements and tone of the story make the struggle feel crushing. Authority is either to blame or hapless in the end, and the weight of responsibility presses down hard on the quartet. Wrapped up in an amazing soundtrack by Kinuko Omori, original Bubblegum Crisis is a treat, and has successors like Tokyo 2040, Bubblegum Crash, and even a tabletop role-playing game of all things. These are just some of my personal favorites. Of course, this is only a short list of the big names and standouts in the genre of anime, and I only talk about the retro anime that is close to my scaly heart. There are so many more shows, movies, and recent anime that fall into this grimy, shoegazing medium. So, why is cyberpunk so easy to get into? Well, honestly, it hits too close to home. When this style of story came into the world, it was considered a dark future. Rampant industrialization, overreaching corporate authority, unaffordable housing, poverty wages. It was a cautionary tale of where we might end up if we're not careful. And we're getting there. The environment is heading towards unsustainability. Monopolization of businesses is leaning hard on human rights, and recent news articles are suggesting skipping breakfast because food is being overpriced. In an odd way, cyberpunk genre feels comfortable, familiar. Why else would it be so appealing to so many? Thank you for tuning into Beef Snake Nerdcast. I have been Bolter, your committee-approved source of information. If you would like more information, please find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Our shareholders appreciate your kind support. We hope you will tune in next time when our topic is
The Forces of Chaos from Warhammer 40k.
Thank you, and have a wonderful day.